welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the weekly reading for the sign of Virgo. This is going to be for February 8th to the 14th. And before we get into it, please remember that I'm giving away this Love Oracle deck for Valentine's Day. All you have to do to be in the running is to be subscribed to my channel and to leave me a comment letting me know that you're interested. And that's it. All right. If you want to get a private reading, follow that link on the top of your screen. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's easy, Bow and Arrow Tarot. And that's it. Let's get right into your weekly Virgo, February 8th to the 14th. And see what your week is like. We're going to go ahead and pull out your 3 Love Oracle cards for this week period. And then we'll get into your animal spirits, Virgo, and then we'll get into your spreads. All right, straight out, we have the Runner. All right, so interesting. Earlier in one of the readings, the Chaser came out, right? So the person who's fearing abandonment. Well, the Runner is the person who fears intimacy, right? They are the runner in a codependent relationship. Oftentimes, this is somebody who leaves and comes back and leaves and comes back. We have the Ascending. This came out earlier as well. I think it was for Gemini, perhaps. Ascending, transcending obstacles, learning. Interesting. And then we have healing the heart. Healing from heartbreak, right? You know, healing from a relationship. Freeing yourself from addiction or a toxic relationship, right? So, Virgo, let's get right into your animal spirits. Now, these animal spirits can come in the form of individuals or stages in your life that you're entering into. Sometimes the spirit of an animal is just around us, you know, or it's just the spirit that we're tapping into at a particular time in our lives to get over a particular scenario, right? So whatever the case may be, Virgo, just take what applies for you and let the rest go, right? All right, straight out we have the Oyster, water energy, keeper of secrets. All right, Oyster is definitely the keeper of secrets. The Nightingale just came out as well. I think it was for Leo. And we have the Cheetah, one of my favorite animal spirits coming out, fire energy. So water, air, and fire. Nice. Nice animal spirits. Oyster is interesting, though. Let's get right into it. The oyster is, of course, water energy. So we're talking about the realm of the emotions and relationships. The oyster is the keeper of secrets, right? So this is the spirit of the oysters when, you know, you might be confiding in somebody about your true feelings and they're keeping that. It can also be sort of hidden feelings as well, right? Our own feelings that we keep hidden from the rest of the world. The oyster also can talk about hidden treasure, right? Hiding away some of the best parts of ourselves, right? Why? You know, you would be surprised how many people do that. You know, how many people have really sort of incredible qualities that they only need to let out and share with the world, but for whatever reason, they don't want to. They're either afraid or apprehensive, right? They just fear coming out of that shell, you know. That shell can feel very, very protective. And of course, what do oysters create? They create pearls, which are beautiful, beautiful, semi-precious, right? And so in this way, you know, it's like, I'm not sure. Pearl might be considered a precious stone. I'm not sure. I don't think it is. I think it's considered semi-precious. But nevertheless, you know, it's something so beautiful that is created generally and a lot of irritation, right? The irritation creates this beautiful gem, pearl. And it's hidden, right? If you ever notice, if you ever actually open up an oyster, you actually have to get the pearls out. They're not just laying there per se. They're in sort of the meat of the oysters. So it's really a process of bringing out these deeper, beautiful qualities, right, that we have. Hidden gems, as it were, right? It's letting them out into the world. Certainly when we talk about the keeper of secrets, sometimes this can be also the need to let hidden feelings out as well. You know, feelings that are kept secret that you don't let out to who to who you need to let those feelings out to communicate those feelings, can fester. Now we have nightingale energy, air energy. The nightingale is associated with singers, orators, motivational speakers, anyone who has something important and I'm going to say inspiring to say, right? The nightingale on the surface is a very unremarkable bird. It's just a small bird. It has very average sort of brown plumage, right? It's on the surface. There's really not anything particularly special about the nightingale, but once it opens its mouth, it's like the whole world listens, right? The whole world hears it and is moved. And so this is a feeling, when the spirit of the nightingale is there, it's a feeling of really wanting to express something moving or something inspiring, something that helps us transcend ourselves. This is why the nightingale, of course, is the totem animal for the singer. Now the cheetah. Spirit of the cheetah. We're talking about fire energy here, and the cheetah is one of my favorite animal spirits because the cheetah is absolute sort of masculine solar energy in motion. It's all of the force of the sun just going forward. As much fire as you can imagine, the cheetah has it. And just explodes, right? But with focus and with purpose and with precision, right? The cheetah is one of these spirits that when the spirit of the cheetah is around or somebody is resonating with this spirit animal, it is really incredible to watch them in action. They accomplish really incredible feats, right? This is the person who simply will not be stopped, slowed down in any way, right? This is the person who's clever, smart, they're ready to attack. This is the person who's perhaps built up a fortune from nothing, or achieved like just these incredible feats, whether it be sort of in athletics or whether it be in finance or in art or whatever the case may be. For you, it is this it is a single-mindedness, right? And it is a single-mindedness generally to a goal that is quite awe-inspiring, right? Certainly, it is almost this kind of radiating feeling when you're around somebody who is radiating with cheetah energy. You can feel it, right? You can feel that they are always doing something. And this is not doing something like just being busy. They're always, on that sort of path or train to accomplishing some kind of incredible goal. All right, guys, let's get right into your reading, Virgo. We're going to pull out your 3 cards for the week. All right, and these forecasts are intended to be separate from each other. So you may indeed only resonate with one of the forecasts, and that's fine. If you don't resonate with any of these, that's fine also. This is just one reading of many that are out there. All right, Virgo, so if it doesn't apply, let it fly, I always say, right? Okay, let's get into it. February 8th to the 14th for Virgo. If I misspeak and I say the wrong zodiac sign or something like that, it's a mistake. We all make mistakes, and when the message is coming through, sometimes my regulars know it just comes, comes through. And I may, as a human being, I may make a mistake. Please don't come for me. Ace of Cups, Tower, and a 5 of Swords. All right, so Ace of Cups, some of you are coming in to a week with Ace of Cups energy. It's a new love, right? A beautiful love. Interesting though, because it's like you start off the week with all of this happy overflowing love, but you have a tower moment. Boom, something hits you. Could be that this person, you don't know them very well, or you just met them. Yes, the love is there, but something happens because you have a tower moment. You round your week off with a 5 of Swords, which is the card for defeat. I wonder, this tower moment could be you realizing that, in fact, there's something else going on, right? It could be realizing that this person actually has already another lover, or it could be, the reason why I say that is because 5 of Swords is generally a power struggle where you kind of give up. You take the high road, it's a power struggle you have with somebody who, first of all, isn't playing fairly. They're being very underhanded. They're using a lot of sort of like nefarious means and tactics to win the battle. They don't play with dignity. They don't play by the same rules that you're playing with. And oftentimes you just say, you know what? I'm going to throw my hands up. You win. I'm moving on with my life. Like, I'm sick of arguing with you and continuing to argue with you and to be in this power dynamic with you. The only thing that it does is it lowers me to your level, right? And so, although this is the card for failure, it's generally an acquiescent failure. You know, we acquiesce and allow somebody to have a hollow victory. So when I get back to this love connection in this tower moment, it's like you have a love connection. If something goes on this week, some information or event happens that really turns everything on its head. But by the end of the week, you give up. You know, by the end of the week, you're like, you know what? I'm not gonna carry on with this. I'm not gonna argue, or I'm not gonna get into this power dynamic here, this battle with you, right? And so I wonder, you know, who are you battling with, or what has this tower moment revealed? And so in this way, I wonder, it could be that you find out that this person has other people in their lives that you're going to have to battle with in order to be with them, right? Or there's some kind of understanding that comes in that really turns what was a potentially, yes, the love is there and it's overpouring, the connection is there, but it almost feels like this week you find out that all of the baggage associated with this is a real pain in the ass, you know, and it's baggage that by the end of the week or the end of this period, you know, again, these are weekly readings, but this energy could last for several weeks, but at some point, you know, you realize you are in a situation where you're like, nope, you know, for all the love in the world, this is not worth me sort of putting up with this, right? And it could be about this love connection, or it could very well be about, you know, peripheral people, or, you know, something else associated with this union is catching you in this sort of power dynamic, and you just don't want it, right? Again, you may, like I said, it may be a new love connection that you just find out is, you may find out they're a runner. You know, they may ghost you, right? A tower moment can be a ghosting too, by the way. You know, when you're with somebody and you think the love is there, you think they're committed, blah, blah, all of that, right? And then all of a sudden, they ghost you. Remember, oysters, the hidden feelings, keeper of secrets, right? So something comes out, and it could be that you say, oh, no, you know, I'm just not prepared to deal with this kind of toxicity just for the sake of this new union. Queen of Cups, Nine of Cups, and the Hermit. Again, you come into this week, some of you, Virgo, coming into this week being very open and receptive to a love connection. You're the one who's being open. You're the one who's willing to open up your heart. Certainly, you might be doing some healing as well. But this is what you're coming into the week with, right? A real high level of sensitivity. Certainly, you're being very... the Queen of Cups is emotionally stable, though, by the way. But she is sensitive, she is emotional, and she seeks to sort of have an emotional connection with somebody. So you're coming into this week feeling quite sensitive, I want to say. But you're reminded, you know, and this is not necessarily bad sensitive. It could just be a nurturing sensitivity that you have. You may indeed even be sort of going back to visit family or friends or something like that, because this week you're reminded of how lucky you are. Nine of Cups really talks about happiness, being lucky, being happy in your relationships, having happy family relationships. Yes, there is a separateness here because he sits in front of the cups, and so there's a feeling of sort of realizing, yes, you're lucky and you've been blessed, but sort of like I wouldn't say taking it for granted, but the need sometimes to be reminded of it. You know what I mean? In any case, Nine of Cups is the card for blessings and happiness and a general contentment with the relationships in your life, right? It does, however, indicate that deeper soulmate connection isn't quite there yet. That would take you up to a 10 of Cups, right? But with the 9 of Cups, we have a feeling of the Hermit there, and there's the Hermit, which, by the way, is your tarot card, Virgo. So you're showing up in your own reading, and it's interesting because you know, the Hermit really talks about sort of getting into your own, right? Getting into your own thing, your own bag, you know, walking the path alone for a little while, just digging on yourself, getting to know who you are, right? And so it's interesting that this week, it feels like some of you Virgos, I almost feel like some of you Virgos are coming out of a period where maybe you weren't having such good relationships with friends, or maybe you weren't having such a good connection with people around you, right? Your social group or your friend group, or even a relationship that may have ended. You're feeling quite sensitive this week and emotional coming in. But again, I feel like you're reminded somehow, again, this feeling of maybe going back to family or going back to someone who you really care about, who reminds you of who you are, how lucky you are, and how happy you are with the good, healthy relationships that you do have in your life. And interestingly enough, it like sends you, you know, it gives you the confidence to say, you know what, I'm happy with the relationships I already have, even if they're only a few. And let me walk on my own and find myself a bit better. It feels like a coming away of a really negative period, social period, healing from that, being reminded by the people who really, really know you and love you, how special you are, and you taking that and having that confidence to sort of kind of move forward now with your life on a different path, on a more solitary path, spiritual path, maybe starting again from scratch with building up a new friendship base or a new social base. Again, I want to say the individuals who remind you of this energy, those are the people that are going to be with you for life, you know, but they may only be a couple of people, a couple of really good close friends or relatives that you're very, very close with. So it's still that feeling of you then sort of like being filled up just enough with enough nurturing and enough love in this sort of encounter to remind you that you don't need everything that was happening over here. You know what I mean? You don't need any of that. And it may have made you feel a certain kind of way, but almost sort of finally leaving that behind and going forward alone and seeking out a new sort of way of interacting, a new set of friends even, or a new social group even that you feel comfortable with, or simply just deciding to go down a path of self-realization and healing, right? Because perhaps you realize there's just a little bit more healing you have left to do. Chariot, King of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Last spread for you. Chariot energy, some of you are indeed about to enter into a new space, a new phase in your life. In comes the King of Cups. Interesting. It feels very much to me, Virgo, that this new stage is definitely perhaps a stage in love, right? You are already sort of following, I want to say you're already sort of on a particular path with regard to career and business, etc., right? And in terms of what you do for a living, right? What you do to sort of survive, right? To make your money. But you're about to enter down a new path or a new stage in your life in love, I want to say, because this King of Cups comes in. There's somebody very specific who wants a connection with you. Could be a relationship that's ascending. It could be somebody who's now like really, they are coming into their King of Cups in the sense that they're ready to make that commitment to you. Because the King of Cups knows who he wants. He knows what kind of relationship he wants. He knows what he wants. Very confident, sometimes even possessive and jealous, but certainly the one who wants to lock down a particular commitment. And so this person comes in for you this week, and it does feel like this is all part of a new chapter in your life. You round the week off with Queen of Pentacles in a sense that I'm not sure you're quite ready to make that commitment. You're still extremely busy with carrying on with your business or your career, which is right now the utmost importance for you. And I think that this path that you're entering into, this kind of new stage or new path, is very much associated with your business. But this week, there's a love connection also that comes in. So this, like I said, this new path could be to do with this King of Cups, but It could also very well be just a continuation of what you've been doing for your career or your business. And yet this King of Cups comes in right at the perfect time to almost join you on this new path, right? It's like you were going to go on it anyway. You were heading down that road anyway, but just, you know, it's like a trolley, right? You're already on the trolley. You know, maybe you got on the trolley a few stops back, and now the trolley is taking off. It's not quite completely taken off full speed, but it's slowly gathering speed. And here comes your King of Cups, and he like swings himself on the trolley at the last minute, and you're both off. It's that feeling, right? It's that feeling of him or her, not gender specific, sort of hitching themselves to your new path, or your new chariot rather, right? Sort of hitching themselves on, and then you're both kind of off on this new path. It's quite interesting, and this is all going to be very much a case of you being pursued this week by someone, certainly. All right, my lovely Virgos, this is your reading, February 8th to the 14th. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share. All of that really helps me grow my channel. This is what I do for a living. I only work on this channel, right? So this is everything that I put my love and energy into. So everything that I get back from you guys is extremely appreciated. So to that end, I'm giving away the Love Oracle card deck. So don't forget, you have to be subscribed and leave me a comment. Just let me know you're interested. I just don't want to give it to someone who's not actually interested in working with the cards. All right, guys, if you want to get a private reading, follow the link at the top of your screen, or follow me on Instagram, Bow and Arrow Tarot. And other than that, I'm just going to say, Virgo, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week for your weekly. Bye-bye now.